Hello, my name is Junyin Zhang. I'm an attorney in China law practice. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Middle Kingdom Law Insider. Through my channel, I will explain China law for you. To help people understand China law, the first section on my channel will focus on some basic knowledge about China's legal system. This will offer a good starting point for our future discussion. This is my first video. In this video, I'm going to talk about the institutional structure of China's legal system, say, who is the lawmaker, who to investigate crime, and who to adjudicate the cases, and how these laws work together. Before we talk about anything else, I want to first offer some basic understandings about China. First, China does not use a federalism system. China has always been a centralized government in the past and today. From central government to grassroots government, China has 4 administrative levels: central government, province, prefecture city, district or county. Another way to say about these 4 administrative levels is province, prefecture city, district or county, town or village. Second, China has 24 provinces, including Taiwan, 5 autonomous regions, 4 municipalities, Beijing, Tianjin, Shanghai, Chongqing, 2 special regions, Hong Kong and Macau. Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau has different legal systems. When I talk about China law, I mean law of mainland China. Third, China has 9 political parties. Communist Party is the one in power. Fourth, China's legal system is a civil law system, not common law system. With these basic understandings, let's start our conversation. Institutional structure of China's legal system. The first organization we are introducing is the Congress. In China, the People's Congress and its standing committee are the lawmaker. The Congress typically is divided into 4 levels according to China's administrative division system, from grassroots all the way up to National Congress. At the national level, including amending constitution, the National Congress makes and interprets basic laws, which are applicable nationwide. Local Congress only makes local regulations applicable within its own jurisdiction, which are not allowed to conflict with the Constitution, the basic laws, and higher-level regulations. However, at the district or county level, Congress does not have law-making function. Law-making function stops at the prefecture-level administrative regions. China's legal system is a centralized system. When a law has been made, it is applied to the whole country. There's one exception. The autonomous regions actually have the right to make laws uniquely for autonomous regions. This reflects China respects ethnic minorities' rights to manage their own governments. Related to Congress, in China's political structure, there is a very unique political organization called Political Consultative Conference, in short, PCC. The main function of PCC is political consultation, democratic oversight, and political participation and deliberation. PCC was created to allow democratic opposition parties, under the Communist Party's leadership, to participate in China's political affairs. PCC has certain functions in proposing law and oversighting the implementation of laws. Because of its unique position in China's politics, I will use another video to explain how PCC works in China. The next organization I'm introducing is the court. Like most of countries, China's judicial function is vested to court by the Constitution. The main function of the court is to adjudicate all kinds of disputes. China's court system includes 3 parts. First, the Supreme Court. which is the highest court in China. Theoretically, the Supreme Court only adjudicates the most important cases in the country. However, after an IP division was created in 2019, especially for patent appeal cases, the situation has become a little bit complicated. Second part, local or regional courts. This includes provisional higher courts, prefecture administrative city courts, and grassroots courts. A higher court is the highest court in a province, a municipality, or an autonomous region. Local or regional courts are the major courts to digest the caseload around the country. Third part, special courts, including IB courts, financial courts, maritime courts, military courts. These courts are designed for disputes on special subject matters. When you have a dispute, you need to use the following steps to decide where to file a case. First, you need to think about the subject matter of the dispute, so you can decide whether you should file a case either before an ordinary court or before a special court. For example, if you have a maritime dispute such as ship collision, you should file a case to a maritime court. Next, you need to know which court has territorial jurisdiction. Finally, you need to determine which level of the court to file cases based on factors such as the degree of criminal offense, the complexity of case, and the amount of money in dispute. Typically, all cases are ended at the second instance. In addition to adjudication cases, the court has certain lawmaking functions. For example, the Supreme Court can construct or explain the laws in judicial practice, can select leading cases to guide future case decisions. However, China's legal system is not a common law system, so its leading case practice must be understood differently. The third organization I'm introducing is the procuratorate. In China, public defense is called criminal prosecution. This is because in the past, the prosecution office was part of apparatus for class conflicts. After China shifted its focus on economic development, the way of how it worked has been changed. According to China's constitution, China's prosecution office is defined as a law oversight authority. More specifically, the function of prosecution office includes, first, criminal investigation. This function has become limited after the establishment of Supervisory Commission in 2018. Second, review, approve, and determine arrestment. In China, the authority to issue the order for arrestment is not vested on the court, but on the prosecution office. Third, initiate the public prosecution. This is the main function for the prosecution office now. When a crime has been investigated, the prosecution office must represent the government to defend the criminal charge before the court. Fourth, initiate a civil case related to public interest, for example, to represent the public in massive consumer protection cases. The last, oversight court proceedings, judgment enforcement, as well as law enforcement in prisons and detainment centers. This means the prosecution office can oversight whether those organizations have lawfully complied with law during law enforcement. Before 2018, the prosecution office had heavy duty in investigating corruption issues in China. However, after the Supervisory Commission, the Anti-Corruption Authority in China was established in 2018, that part of function has almost completely taken out from the prosecution office. Now, the prosecution office is no longer responsible for corruption investigations. Like China's Supreme Court, the Supreme Procuratorate can explain laws in its practice and issue leading cases for guiding public prosecution practice. My next introduction is the Supervisory Commission. Before the establishment of the Supervisory Commission, China's anti-corruption effort mainly was made by Prosecution Office and Communities Party's Commission of Discipline Inspection, in short, CDI. In 2018, China made a major structural change to create an independent agency in charge of the anti-corruption investigation. This change paired off the Prosecution Office function in corruption investigations. The Supervisory Commission oversees all staffs with public duties in China, including those working in the government, courts, prosecution offices, state-owned companies, as well as other entities that have public service functions. The next point is very important. The Supervisory Commission is an agency with the same political level as the court and the prosecution office, and the Supervisory Commission shares the same office with CDI. The next introduction is for the Police Office, also Public Security Bureau. The Police Office bears the duty to maintain public security and to investigate the criminal offenses. This is similar to most of any other countries. So, here I'm not going to spend time to discuss the function of the police office. However, be aware the public office is not part of the function of the Department of Justice in China's government structure. In China, the Department of Justice, DOJ, does nothing related to public security. It is not a supervisory agency to the police office, but a parallel one in government structure. Actually, the police office is a half higher agency than the DOJ in China's government system. The function of DOJ is not related to criminal justice, except managing the prisons, detainment centers. The major function of DOJ is to regulate professional services industry. For example, licensing lawyers, public notaries, approving setting up law firms, notary offices, and arbitration centers, and so on. The professional qualification of judges and prosecutors also have to go through DOJ. Why? Because DOJ is in charge of national judicial examinations. DOJ has other duties, such as providing legal aid to the poor, legal conciliation services to the community, and legal education to the public. In China's legal system, the most confusing part probably is the function of political and legal affairs commissions, in short, PLAC. As a matter of fact, PLAC is not a government body, but an agency of Communist Party. The setting up of PLAC is to ensure Communist Party's leadership in the judicial system and criminal justice system. The key function of PLAC is to select the leaders for and coordinate each part of judicial system and criminal justice system, including courts, prosecution office, police office, National Security Bureau, DOJ. However, PLAC does not oversee the Supervisory Commission, which was set up in 2018. Probably this is because the Supervisory Commission shares the same office as CDI. Typically, PLAC does not interfere in individual cases in investigation, prosecution, as well as adjudication. Also, PLAC plays very little role in civil proceedings. By far, I have finished the introduction of major organizations listed in the institutional structure of China's legal system. The introduction is very simple. The actual situation could be more complex. Hopefully, my introduction gives you some ideas. To help you better navigate the institutional structure of China's legal system, I draw some infographics for you to help you to go through it. Picture 1. This is overall picture for all organizations in China's legal system and how they interact with each other. As you can see, how all organizations interact with each other through political structure or office nomination or public functions. In the center, you can see the flow how the Congress appoints head officials in major organizations. On the right, it shows how Communist Party secures its leadership in all organizations. Second picture, this is a picture showing how the Congress appoints the head of all organizations. Based on China's constitution, the Congress is the highest authority over all other organizations. Picture 3. This is a picture showing the Communist Party's leadership in all China's government. Although the Congress is the highest authority, China's Communist Party's members sit and lead in all organizations, including the Congress, CPC, and State Council. As you can see, the court and the prosecution office do not hold any position in the Standing Committee of PCCCPC. Picture 4. PLAC is the Communist Party's agency to coordinate political and legal affairs with courts, prosecution office, police office, state security, and DOJ. The actual emphasis is more on three organizations: courts, prosecution office, and police office. As old word says, court, prosecution office, and police office are in the same family. This picture shows how legal system flows. The Congress makes law, the state council executes law. In the middle, for criminal justice, after investigation, the prosecutor brings public prosecution to the court. Sometimes, the prosecutor can also bring civil lawsuits before the court. On the right, in private action, the individuals brings cases to the court directly or through lawyers' assistance. In certain situations, an individual can also bring criminal cases to the court through private actions. Picture 6. This picture shows 4 levels of China's court hierarchy. Typically, a case ends at the second instance. Depending on the nature of the case can get initiated either from district court, intermediate court, or higher court, or even the Supreme Court. I will use a separate video to discuss China's judicial system. Now, we have finished our introduction. Hope you got some ideas about the institutional structure of China's legal system. Certainly, things could be more complex than what I have introduced here. I will explain more in future by discussing some specific cases or legal issues. This is all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel, Middle Kingdom Law Insider. If you have any question or comments, please leave it below or interact with me through my website or social medias.